it's still there. Oh, it doesn't show up until I switch scenes. Good to know, OBS. I'm hiding. I'm hiding behind my avatar because I'm still kind of sick.
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
But not so sick that I can't stream.
The Future Game Show Spring Showcase. Jennifer.
How's everybody doing? I'm gonna.
Nolan North.
Ooh, Nolan
Hello,
North.
everybody, and welcome to the Future Game Show Spring Show.
Going to watch the very long Future Game Show Spring Showcase because I missed it. I was out of town.
God's favorite princess and the most interesting girl.
This is a bit old and a bit long. Holy shit. Doing 2 hours and 40 minutes
It's a pleasure to be here in this
of nothing but games marketing.
Ominous.
ominous auditorium to get you all up to speed with the
Good to see
latest
Nolan North
updates.
back on his feet.
So, as you can
Wearing
see,
some tastefully
I
faded blue
won't go
jeans.
this journey alone, as I'm joined by a man who needs no.
He was very charming in the Indiana Jones trailer.
Jennifer, but alas, I'm going to subject you all to one anyway. Yes, it is I, Nolan North, the voice of Nathan Drake,
It is
Dr.
I.
Rick Tolfin, and a bunch of other guys you've probably spent 30 or so hours with while sitting on your couch.
You got work in an hour, NB?
Because I recently took the census.
Boo.
And
Simply win the lottery and never work again.
Who's running around taking all the jobs I used to get.
Also, how's everybody doing?
host of
I
one of
missed
these
y'all.
shows.
I spent a couple of sweaty days on the couch coughing up weird wads of stuff.
But that's a problem for another time, because over the
Legacy
next
of having a
90
weakened
minutes, we
immune
are
system.
later
Skullzors, thank you for the sub.
introducing you to a new generation
Goofbox,
of
Dayonix, Joe,
Expect
W
plenty of
Spiff,
gameplay
how's everybody
trailers and a
doing?
series of presentations
Largorific,
from
thank you
some
for
of our
pointing out
industry's brightest developers. And there's also going to be some
A
world premieres
very understandable oversight
as we
regarding my
welcome
bot
today's
message.
show. No
Hey
harm.
Valkyrio, yeah, I caught myself not staying hydrated once, but
Speaking of which, we've got one.
I've been guzzling the fluids. Ultimate Gilly, thanks for the sub. 99 months
Project from People Can
makes
Fly.
you feel better. Hot stuff.
Years
I
ago
am
and Bulletstorm.
feeling so much
Let's get
better.
into it, shall we?
Let's.
Ulet storm. Pigs can fly. People can fly. Hey, Dr. Sinwar. How is Hawaii a weedless island? That makes no sense. Thought it was all about chill vibes. I guess you can't play the jaw harp and smoke weed at the same time. Or can you? James Fisto, thanks for the sub. Thank you, thank you. Who grow it on their own and buy it off of friends. I guess that's more folksy. There is, it's an interesting thing going from I guess, I was never part of like a whisper network of weed dealers or anything. I never bought it illegitimately. I'm such a goody two-shoes, I waited for it to be legalized. Huh. Looks like multiplayer survival.
Okay, now we're cooking. That was your first look at
100 milligrams per gummy?
Coming to
Yeah,
Steam
so
early
Cowboy,
access
here,
later
actually,
this
let me,
year. But you can wish list it right now.
Got a little
Join
here.
the Lost Rift Discord for more information.
let me turn on my side cam. It's behind me!
You'll have something to say
Son
about
of a
this
bitch.
next trailer.
Yes, this
Didn't think
one
this far
is
ahead.
quite special to me. We've got a new trailer for Claire Obscure
Ooh.
Expedition 33, and it's all about.
It's also like the
character
camera's
I'm
so
playing
dark
in the
because it was
game,
pointed at
which
a
is
camera. Hold on, we'll get it
now
here.
on this giant
Yes, the gummies seem very heavy.
I cannot
Theoretically, you get a lot of
wait
THC
to
for your
hear how
money.
the story unfolds,
But
for
the
now,
gummies are like
here's an introduction to your new favorite
pre-stamped
character in
with
video
tears,
games
so you
ever.
can take off much more smaller and precise dosages. Specifically, they're kind of stamped into 8
Lumia
segments,
is not my
so you can tear off a 12 and a half
way it is for you.
milligram dose very
Having
easily.
second thoughts about the expedition.
The other thing I was going to mention
More ready to go
is
than you
that
are.
these gummies, they still hit, but they don't hit quite as hard as some of the ones I've gotten here in California.
the rest of us only
So like a 12.5
good years before your
here kind of feels like maybe 7
1 year out
of
there to
of
the
premium
nines.
state Cali weed. I have no idea what the trade-off is there. I think maybe the type they use just has a slightly different effect. So, because yeah, my eyes bulged out when I saw that the first time too. The effect is a little bit different. Okay, hold on. I will provide visual aid in just a moment. Click this. There we go.
Finesse and grace.
I'm excited for this game for I think obvious reasons. Move this up a little bit.
How can you keep going like nothing happened?
Up there. A bit smaller. All right. Sponsor cam. Look at that.
Love to see it. That was a closer look at Jen's character, Mael, in Claire Obscure
Oh my gosh.
Expedition 33.
It's coming to PC, PlayStation, and Xbox on April the 24th.
So let me, I wanted to open this because I love pink
Hope you get a
pink
chance to check
starbursts,
it out.
and I'm gonna assume that
Don't
that's what
look
this is.
forward to this screen.
Yeah, you get to see some wooden ceilings.
Hard pivot away from the Bellapock.
Doolard, thank you for the sub.
Next game from the horror
Yeah,
line
so French. Yeah, I talked about it on yesterday's Inside Games
Here's a closer
Daily
look at
because I got to
ammo
play it at
usage
an Xbox preview event.
With trepidation.
All right,
This place wrong.
check this
place
out.
Not right.
You say that about every place.
With
See, it's got like little.
wrong. Smell wrong. Smell bad.
Smells the same to
With
me.
urgency. Move. Now under. Hide.
Okay. If this
With
isn't
growing
going,
impatience.
Oh yeah, you can dose pretty accurately, and I would recommend that, of course. Like any substance, THC can be uncomfortable if you take too much of it. So, as with all things in life, knowing your limits and being judicious, enjoying responsibly, paramount. Paramount importance. Oh man, that tastes phenomenal though. See the Game Informer stuff? Oh, did they announce? They announced their next thing? I know they were hinting about it. Carmine, thanks for the sub. I say this with love. It is going to be very challenging to make
you are sure
that
this is right
business
way.
work as an independent business owner.
Finding. Very good.
But
Better than smell.
I wish them all the best.
Run. Run.
Oh, all the staff are back?
Paralyzed. Yeah.
They must have funding then. Which means they have a runway. So there's maybe a year or two of them being able to operate like they want. It's great news though. Interesting. Huh. I like the little Radagotchi.
Animal Use Protocol is coming soon to PC. So
Oh, so you're a
stick it on
Mankey?
your wish lists
All right.
If you want to see more of this Tamagotchi rat companion.
Now, as we learned earlier this year, Capcom's cult classic samurai series Onimusha is making a major comeback.
And thankfully, for those of us who want to catch up, there's a remaster of Onimusha 2 Samurai's
Oh, that's Shadowheart.
on
Okay.
the horizon.
I do like that they keep
Games
booking
developers
prominent voice
with a
actors for this
focus on
show.
Hell Mode, a brand new one-hit kill difficulty setting for the
Ooh.
masochists among us.
The noble samurai. The gamer samurai can complete Onimusha without being struck one time. Oh, this is for the remaster. Oh, the remaster 2, my bad.
The name says it's all, really. Hell is an extremely hard difficulty mode. All it takes is one hit from any enemy, and you'll die instantly.
Huh.
It's
Modulation of that voice is a bit odd.
I haven't been able to complete it myself yet.
Is this a computer talking to me?
The staff have been able to pull it off,
Hello, it is me, game developer.
so I hope everyone tries it out to see if they can get through it.
Yeah, maybe it's an AI translation. But like, AI sounds better than that
The
now.
original game was the first time
So
I
it's
was
old
in
AI.
charge of the direction,
It's
so
okay.
it has a special place in my heart, and this remaster brings a lot of tweaks. Apart from the fact that the graphics are now in high definition, we've also included quality of life improvements to make it more fun to play.
Maybe not.
So if you're new to the series, this is a great time to start.
There's some bizarre
Especially since
pronunciation
the first game
quirks.
is available too.
Don't sound like an AI. Weird. Anyway,
I'd love everyone to experience the world.
hello, Dr. Good Loving.
Explore every nook and
You
cranny.
missed me? I've always been here. I've been on the internet. Well, welcome. You miss Funhouse. I got to keep plugging it. Bruce and I have joined with Kasim G,
Samurai's Destiny is coming
internet
to
legend
PC and
Kasim
consoles
G,
on May
to continue
23rd,
making
later this year.
Don't.
raucous and
Our next game is Nitrogen, a
borderline misogynistic YouTube videos.
RPG. Ooh, my favorite.
Yes,
Where
brought
we
you this
control
thing.
a
Please check it
mech full
out.
of mercenaries. Let's take a look.
Ooh. Ah, forgot I streamed. Yeah, I guess I don't. I'm not very loud about it. And it's not like you're hurting for streams to watch. But here I am. Oh. 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 Sandbox concerns me. This is a really cool concept. I hope when they say sandbox, I hope they're referring to the play field, like the actual encounter field, not the wider game itself.
A love letter to shonen anime, Nitrogen Omega is coming soon to PC. And now we've got another interesting game. It's the remake of the end of the greatest RPG of all time.
What? They're remaking Baldur's Gate 3 already?
I'm afraid not.
Final Fantasy 7?
They did that already.
Divinity Original Sin 2?
Now you're just naming games you're in. Actually, this is a metafictional puzzle game where you unravel the circumstances surrounding a lost JRPG from the 1990s.
I have literally no idea what you just said, but I am...
J-Ral, thanks for gifting a sub to Toast.
Hi, I'm Lucas Emanuel. And I'm Jacob Dominic. And we're two members of CoinDrop Games, making the remake of the end of the greatest RPG of all time.
Remake of the end of the greatest RPG of all time is a faithful recreation of the last hour of everyone's favorite RPG. You know, that one we all know.
You'll start this remake at 99% complete in the middle of the last dungeon with an inventory just full of healing.
That's a really fun concept.
Boss.
But it's like it's a joke that works one time. So how do you make an entire game out of
The
it?
greatest RPG of all time. That's okay. This remake includes the original game's manual,
Okay.
director's commentary,
And the game's director had to translate this part of the game entirely by hand using a Japanese to English dictionary.
and even clips of an unreleased documentary.
I never loved anything that much.
Oh, that's fun.
The only way we're going to get that again is by staying exactly faithful to what that original game was.
If you didn't know...
What is the focus of future game show?
Suppose it would do a deduction puzzle game where you'd have to use bonus
Let me think about that. It's essentially like all the games that can't afford to be in the Game Awards or Summer Game Fest. So you won't necessarily get like exclusives in deep partnerships with tech giant gaming corporations that are also cross-promoting live action shows with an orchestral symphony that breaks into some League of Legends bullshit. It's pretty much just a rapid fire trailers that are much more broad about the scope of games that they cover and represent. Oh! Katie. The Lady Katie Bacon. With 122 months.
We're still hard at work on this recreation of this all-time classic.
Absolutely phenomenal. Thank you very much.
We relive a little bit of the magic when we launch the demo for the remake of the end of the greatest RPG of all time on April 25th, 2025.
Okay. So I'm gonna hope that it's like that the meta narrative that you uncover by like reading the manual and the dev diaries and stuff. I'm hoping that there's like a story behind the game that then's reflected in the game, and that's how you can actually find
RPG of all time. Yes, that
like a different ending or an incomplete ending or something like that.
This year, with a demo launching.
It's super cool though. I love the idea of a game that exists in the space of another game.
Another world premiere.
UFO 50 I hoped would go slightly harder into the meta narrative, and to some degree it did.
I hate this place.
Well, I see tentacles.
You can leave whenever you like.
But yeah.
No, it's actually... Never mind. Just roll the trailer.
Oh, that is what they said. You missed it when explaining the future game show. Aha! Well, there you go. I'm glad we're on the same page. Yeah, I unfortunately, I definitely miss things talking over them, but... Say, Lovey, thank you for catching me up.
Only exist in your head, they said.
Roni, thanks for the sub.
Material for your art. I actually believed them. Until that night. Feels like I've walked straight into one of my nightmares.
I like the character design. Very like 80s Final Girl. But like late 80s, so she's actually allowed to win, maybe? I was thinking about that with horror movies. It's been fascinating how in the last 15 years, horror has gone from like basically exclusively titillating men But like women love horror. I don't know. I'm being very gender stereotypical, but I'm talking about in regards to like media relationships. So anyway, it's been interesting to see like movies go from horror that focuses like gives a lot to men, exposed women getting mutilated basically, to like horror now that almost exclusively is rooted in the emotional horror of being a woman. So like the horror of having to take care of a kid, like a special needs child, has been showing up a lot of movies lately.
Trailer for Once Upon a Puppet.
Oh no, I was thinking of something else. But like the horror of having an unsupportive partner, the horror of being socially compelled to be somewhere you don't want to be. I notice a lot more horror movies have a moment where like a female lead is compelled to ignore an obvious red flag. And that like there's just a lot of nuance there that never showed up in horror movies before. So it's super, super cool. I don't know, I saw Night Bitch, and then I saw what is it? The James McAvoy one. It was super, super good. But also, yeah, both and things like Hereditary and Midsommar, I was fascinated with because they're like, oh shit, they're actually diving into like feminine horror. You know, Aliens, or Alien did. In a way, it was about the terror of motherhood in a way. In a lot of ways that have been vastly more intelligently discussed than I can do now on pseudoephedrine.
And creepy. That was Once Upon a Puppet, which is coming to PC and consoles on April 23rd.
Where's the gamer horror movies?
Moving with a trailer for a sequel 5 years in the
I think gamer horror probably revolves around having to dispose of a main character complex. Like I think gamer horror would be
the Ding Dong Influencer Accelerator Program. Extreme routine.
Ooh, Jesus Christ. I've been distracted for some reason. If I were to write a script about gamer horror, it would be about, like, the emotional crux would be running away from the crushing realization that you're not a hero. But that's a very masculine-oriented viewpoint, I think, but it's gamer horror, so. I'm a big fan of movies. I mean, Blade Runner 2049 was pretty dialed into this, of like following a protagonist story that you have to realize is not your own. Stay Alive. Wait, oh. Well, Stay Alive was kind of gamer horror, I guess.
You're a freaking animal!
Oh wait, is that the movie poster that has the bloody hand gripping the controller?
Complete all 4 tasks, and you can keep that.
The one that came out in like the late 2000s. I remember watching that and being disappointed that it was very forgettable. Okay, yeah, Journey to the Savage Planet. I didn't know Savage Planet's aesthetic was so bonkers. I haven't played any of these games.
Like a bad motel. You ain't no shabby. Now you a dig dog. Feed it up, Shelly, to the extreme.
Sick.
Well,
I saw the poster. They bought a billboard at GDC.
Savage Planet is crash landing on PC and consoles in May. What's next, Nolan?
This is Anaya, Life
Oh
After
my.
Gods, an action platform
Oh
where you
dear.
chart the ruins of an alien
Goodness.
civilization.
Hold on, hold on. Let's rewind that one. Oh, what's going on here? This is gorgeous. Whatever this is happening over here. Her butt goes down here, and then her like leg muscle goes like 3/4 up her ass cheek. Oh goodness. Goodness. Also, this region right there, between like the hip bone and the actual fabric, the careful and explicit clearing of space for that extremely smooth and hairless zone. We love to see it, folks. We love to see it. Also, she's ripped as shit. I don't know. I'm just like, you can see her like back muscle. This is some like 90s comic book. Yeah, and you got the bone there too. God bless. Amen all around. I'm going to guess there should be a heel here, right? Where's the heel? How is she standing? Whatever. Maybe she doesn't need to stand. Maybe she flies around.
Ruins of an alien civilization.
The shoulder pads too. Yeah, we got barbarians. Good.
gods are dead, but we try to survive in their world.
Maybe with these power gauntlets. And become adult and hot as fuck. Alright. I think 9 souls. I gotta put a lot more time into that game. Yeah, man, it like, this aesthetic is very 9 souls. What is it, like techno Buddhism? Confucius punk? There's a butcher. Nice. Fresh meat. Plenty of it on this lady too. Oh, you can, okay, so it's got like, Hollow Knight kind of like down/bounce mechanics. I guess like DuckTales. I really like that. There are a couple of other games that did that. I guess Cuphead, where you can like bounce through certain bullets. Never played Delicious Last Course. Thick.
Anaya Life After Gods is coming soon to PC and consoles, but you can check out the demo on Steam right now. In fact, you can find all the games
Eyebrows
show on the
sculpted with
show Steam page.
The precision of a samurai warrior.
Show Steam into your search engine. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, Zen punk, Dharma punk.
Next one, so please take it away.
So,
Good phrases all
the way I can
around.
describe this is that it's like Alien Isolation, yeah, with co-op and velociraptors.
Clever girl.
Dino.
It's Death Ground.
Death Ground. Sick. Bad news, folks. Universal said no to our pitch. Well, shit. How long is it going to take to change the name? Oh, we already did. Oh, that's not so bad then. Cuphead lets you parry all the bullets. Oh, can you not bounce off of them? Man, I'm misremembering now. It's gonna be a loopy day, folks. It's gonna be a loopy one. Some of the IQs are getting crossed. They're becoming PUs. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? What if Capcom made this game and it was called Dino Crisis? But it would have to look like a million times better. Not to say this looks bad. Oh, it's got a look back button. That's good. Hey, acts of service. We got there at the same time, huh? It would be Exoprimal. Exoprimal is so much more rad than this, though. Dude, you can uppercut like 20 dumbass looking velociraptors into the air with a power fist, and yet the gamers didn't care.
Okay, Death Ground is coming.
There's no
later
justice.
this year, so make sure it's on your wish
Oh, he was
list.
doing the thing. He was doing the thing.
We're breaking things up with our next section.
Every show, we pull focus onto 3 particular games that we consider us to ones to watch in 2025.
And first up, we've got Kingmakers, the anachronistic siege simulator.
Hold on a minute. It kind of looks like he's like squatting with his ass out real far. He's like, oh, you want some of this? It looks like a big metal ass, like he's just shoving it out there, prepared for battle.
And first up, we've got Kingmakers, the anachronistic siege simulator.
I'm seeing lumps all over the place. I don't know what's up with me today.
Medieval England.
Is
Okay.
I guess Sudafed makes me see chunky humans all over the place.
Congratulations, I think I've sprained my tongue.
Those beefy lumps. It's not Kingmakers. Oh, it is. Never mind.
Hello, I'm Ian Fish from Redemption Road Games.
One Ford F-150 versus an entire mounted regiment. Who would win? Oh, that's amazing.
Travel back to the year 1401 to help the real-life Welsh rebel Owain Glendower conquer England.
That fucking rocks, dude. People have like
mysteriously disappeared.
joked about games like this forever.
England, you use modern weapons to help the outnumbered Welsh.
Yes. Like
made up of
Oh my god. Okay, I have complained endlessly about the lack of massive action games.
thousands of soldiers.
We got a new Dynasty Warriors, fine, but like you don't
All buildings are fully
do this.
navigable
Fucking
and
do
fully
this.
destructible.
There are easy concepts that can. Oh yes, there are easy concepts that can explain like the disparity of one player versus 1,000 enemies.
Fidelity you'd expect from a modern first-person.
Fantastic. It's like
Originally,
EDF.
we thought Kingmakers was going to be a cool simulation of what it would be like to go back in time with modern weapons. Would you be able to defeat a medieval army with an AK-47? Then we realized that if we're going to do this,
need
we gotta
bullets,
do
though.
it right. Medieval battles involve thousands of soldiers, so we're going to simulate thousands of soldiers. And this isn't like Dynasty Warriors, where soldiers kind of spawn into existence as you approach them. In Kingmakers, they're always there, running
That's
their AI.
awesome. Oh, this is gonna be a
Furthermore, we realized
CPU
that in
killer
a game
then.
With this scope, the player would want to be able to command his armies and fortify his own outposts.
No.
So it kind of grew for there.
There's a tactical
It's
layer?
not something completely unique. A shooter with real-time strategy.
Oh, come on. That is so sick.
And shooting gameplay that rivals Helldivers and Space Marine.
Oh
Today
my
we're
gosh.
excited to share a little bit
Oh my
more about the
gosh.
destruction aspect of the game.
Oh, damn.
Every building, castle, wall, and tree in Kingmakers is fully destructible.
The future is now.
Blow it up with a grenade launcher, take it out with an airstrike, or maybe even
Does
demolish it.
debris hurt people though? I don't think so. Which would be actually
None of
really
the destruction
challenging.
is scripted either. It's all dynamic, courtesy of Unreal 4's fast physics calculations. It's one of the
Yeah,
reasons we
yeah,
switched to
okay.
Unreal 5.
Yeah, physics collision with all of the AI actors would be
Unreal
a little
5.3,
too
but
much, I
nothing has been as
think.
fast on the CPU side as
But
Unreal 4.
that's
when it
for
comes to this.
PlayStation 6, I guess.
Finally, we're excited to share that
If you
and
could
our
like
friends
knock a
can go
castle
on
over onto an army and actually
join
kill
in
them,
on your conquest of England in online.
or
This is
like
the full
put a
campaign,
cattle catcher on the
full
front of your
online
truck and just
This means 4 players fielding armies of thousands,
roll like
their own
entire
fortifications
boulders
and
of people,
and attacking enemy
roll them up
bases,
into a ball
either
like a big
on their own side of
snowball.
the map or alongside you.
Why would that be hard?
make sure
Oh,
that
it's
all
it's
four
just
players
it's
feel
just like
just
ricocheting math
responsible as
calculations. That's
if
all.
they were all
So for every
pieces of
frame,
the
if you
game,
not only
or
have to
as if you were
calculate
playing
what the
with the
physics
host
object
player,
is doing,
even if your ping is
but
not great.
what it's colliding with and what all those things are then doing.
And hopefully to all major consoles. We'll have more to share about the game later in 2025. In the
It is cool to
meantime,
see the
please
ragdolls
watch
hitting the
Kingmakers
geometry
on
though.
Steam. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah, at some point it's just like you just have to kind of draw the line somewhere of ricocheting effects.
Kingmakers, a game which isn't even out yet, but already has a live-action movie in the works.
I'm already on the phone with my agent to play the pickup truck, of course. Anyway, I think it's
That's
time for
great
another
key
world
art.
premiere.
The
So
dude on the
grab your
horse,
friends, your
a
VR
rifle.
headsets, and your mobile phones for some reason.
What was that game called? Oh,
Makes sense.
Kingmaker? Kingmakers.
The pickup truck, of course. Anyway, I think it's time for another world premiere. So grab your friends, your VR headsets,
World
and your
premiere.
mobile phones for some reason. Don't worry, it'll make sense soon.
At Elsewhere Electric, we believe in power. The power to shape the future. Our state-of-the-art facility is the heart of that future. And we need you to keep it running. You and a capable partner, that is.
I'll open up the van. Get juiced up.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
I think I'm ready. Let's get in there. I see some symbols. A jellyfish, some squiggly pipes.
Anything mind-blowing? I mean, obnoxious
Looks like it.
priest
3,
on
2,
YouTube chat.
1.
That Kingmaker's footage was pretty phenomenal.
Electric relies on teamwork, precision, problem
There was a 2D Metroidvania that had a pretty hot babe as the protagonist.
For reasons which will become immediately clear once you enter our facility, the true nature of our work cannot be revealed to the public. Your work may be
It
challenging.
was like a Alien Isolation style survival horror, except it's dinosaurs. That's pretty cool.
I can see you.
The game where you're a monkey in a test lab partners with a rat with a Tamagotchi in its ass to escape.
Something in here.
But it's a risk Elsewhere Electric is willing to take.
In the event of an incident-induced employee vacancy, a replacement installer
This is pretty good
will
stuff.
continue your work.
These sacrifices make Elsewhere Electric's important
Oh,
work
it's Central Time? Oh, here we go.
Hello, it's me, Richard Baby, the KJ 420 with everyone. It keeps them from getting out.
Thank you, Riddick.
Elsewhere Electric.
I because I've trained AI in a very particular way.
That was your first look
My Google
at
News
Elsewhere
feed
Electric,
reported to me that there is footage of Riddick and Furia
explore an abandoned
out there now.
facility. Don't try that at home. I'm pretty sure it's illegal. It's coming to PC, VR, iOS, and Android later this year.
All right, this next one's for all you impudent insects out there. If you haven't heard, the cult classic immersive sim System Shock 2 is getting a definitive remaster from Night Dive Studios.
And we just so
Look at you,
happen to
hacker.
have the release date ready for you.
Oh, I saw some of the headlines that broke out of this show. Well, you know what? It was always in the queue, but I think we're just gonna wait for the re-release. The System Shock 2 can be a finicky bitch.
Your weapons fail. Your ammunition runs low. And you've yet to see our most beautiful creation. All you have is your hatred and your individuality.
It'll be a really fun experiment to play System Shock 2 next to BioShock.
You then feel so alone.
Ooh. That's so terrifying. Wasting your shells. Ah! Things are gold. I don't think anyone likes weapon durability. I do, though. I think that's one thing people, like anyone, would probably say this sucks compared to BioShock. I think the research layers are really cool in System Shock 2. The possibility of vastly different character builds. Yeah, it's not a remaster, it's a remake. It's not like System Shock 1. They did a full remaster of that. This is a brush up of the assets and probably some stability patches. Okay. I'm into everything. Night Dive wins again, baby.
You heard it here first, folks. The System Shock 2 25th Anniversary Remaster launches on June 26th, 2025.
And speaking of good old games, you may have heard about the recently launched preservation program from our friends.
You're into the idea of both games getting a full remake? I mean, who knows? Enough time goes by. They clearly have the rights to re-release System Shock 2, so.
A noble pursuit indeed. System Shock 2 is already part of the program alongside other golden
They're,
oldies like Alpha Protocol and SWAT 4.
Yeah, I'm guessing it really depends on how well it does.
By the way. So, thanks guys.
For the Spring Showcase, we've partnered
Shoutouts to good old games.
reveal some more titles that are coming.
They have
to
a free game, Immerzone, right now.
Maybe one of
Does my link still work? Let's see.
favorites will pop up.
God, it's so dated.
Be in it.
Need to fix that.
Sometimes
Yeah, I
it
guess it
just
still
takes a single
bounces to the
sound,
front page.
Sentence. Hello, my friend. Or quick glimpse.
Hey, wow.
Awaken that emotion. A warm feeling that brings back all the memories of times when all the problems didn't matter. It was just you as a superhero, fighter, racer, knight, waiting to conquer the world. Games are part of you, us. They're a part of culture, part of what makes us human. Without preservation, all the emotions, creativity, stories, and innovations behind them risk being lost forever. How can we ensure everyone can play games today, tomorrow, and for years to come? Devs, share the source codes, artwork, and even collectibles that you own with museums so they don't get lost. Gamers, play these games and talk about them. Make them live forever. Vote and share your gaming stories on GOG Dreamlist to help bring more games to the GOG.
Oh gosh, they're like trying to capture the nostalgic comments that people leave on YouTube music videos.
Work on modern computers.
I played this game in the summer of '95.
Today, we are happy to say
I was dating Jessica at the time. I remember her long flowing blonde hair when we drove around in our 1985 Cadillac.
you can play all of them right now on GOG.com. Let's take a look at the new arrivals.
Times were simpler then. See, I was just about to theorize about this. Okay, don't take this in any way of me being like snide or dismissive of games preservation. I care deeply about gaming culture. It's given me a lot. But another part of me wonders, like, how much of the motivation behind it and celebrating it is aging gamers wanting to, like, immortalize their memories a little bit. It's scary to think about the past fading away, but that's what it does. Again, I'm not saying that any game should be forgotten. But to represent it all is just like altruism for the sake of culture. I mean, I'm not.
Program library. We've also collaborated on an FGS themed sale, which you can find
At some point, and like that's not a bad thing either. People can be motivated by whatever they want. It's just like
probably thinking
when the tenor gets a little desperate. It's like, well, you can't relive the past.
I'm not so sure
as much as you want to, and as much as maybe playing an old game might make you feel that way for a little bit.
Look for her and way down. Jen?
Being an archivist, regardless of what kind, is intrinsically existential. Yeah, I guess I would. I'd be curious to interrogate the motivations of someone who does it for a living. Oh, I played this. I played this at the indie preview event. Yeah, I'm curious how many younger folks play games that came out before their time. Sample size might be a little higher in this chat, which I will be smug about. But yeah, certainly. I mean, I guess what I can relate it to is, for me, there was a lot of amazing music I would never have discovered if they weren't ripped into MP3 and shared on the internet. And that's another form of archiving, I think. If I had to go to a library, like, there wouldn't have been any resource. But if I just yank it off a Napster in bulk and I can listen to it all.
In private.
I think that's probably the greatest virtue of it, is that it allows people to follow threads of creativity. So, like, if you grew up with BioShock, hopefully soon you will get to check out System Shock 2. And maybe that won't... Maybe it won't appeal to you, maybe it will. But either way, merely having access to it can provide people with insights and inspirations. IRC is the best distribution system. Yeah, it kind of is. And while I'm all about, like, leaning on the companies themselves to volunteer archival services, I'm also very grateful that a lot of passionate folks on the internet fucking dance. Yeah, we got a furry game, folks. Furry's got money too. Ooh. Was that... Wait, hold on. There was an axolotl in there? That went by real fast. Yeah. That's cute. I don't know what kind of game it is, though. Is it like a 3D platformer? Furries have the most money? Yeah.
Dr. Svetlov, let's
like 10x engineers and sysadmins.
Let's make it quick. We're on the clock here.
Oh, damn. It's commandos? Yeah, suits are not cheap. Oh, they're fucking...
This fixed up.
They're like...
They're coming.
Exosuits. With like air filtration and shit.
Svetlov's planning something big. If we're lucky, he'll show himself.
If there's ever a land war in the United States, you're gonna want a furry in your unit, because they're gonna have some tactical gear ready to go.
Svetlov's called hideout. Any idea how many people he's got with him? Stay sharp. Svetlov could be anywhere.
Valkyria says, I think both are necessary. Corporate preservation by major platform holders for ease of access, but also in addition to actual preservation, non-DRM functional builds that can be freely distributed on PC. Yeah, I agree. I mean, honestly, Good Old Games is both at the same time. It's CD Projekt compelling working with private holders to negotiate the archival and off. Oh, this game. I've been thinking about this game a lot. Is this also the one where you can like rotate the entire play world? Or wait, huh? This wasn't multiplayer, I think, the last time they showed it. Or I'm thinking of a different game. No, I think that's it. Wow, okay. That's a really powerful showcase of a new feature I didn't even know that game had.
Roland, where have you been?
Okay, it's okay. I'm sorry. That just took so long. That's really way up there. It's not a camera trick. If they ask you to go up there, do not do it. Okay.
Cuddly, you don't want to be a cyborg version of a furry?
Let's take a look at Neighbors Suburban Warfare.
Well, sorry. I mean,
kind of like Rainbow Six Siege, except
we need a cyborg furry. I don't know what to tell you.
You did hear that correctly. And Backyard Brawls.
She said poop.
Are you okay?
I can't breathe.
Okay.
Won't be furry, just investing into exosuits. Yeah. You know, it's interesting. Okay, so let's presume that everyone had to buy an exosuit, right? Well, I guess this is biting off a larger topic than I intended, but like, for anyone that might make fun of or like roll their eyes at a grown human who straps on a furry exosuit, let's say in the grimdark version of the future, you gotta buy one. You know that those same dipshits would be like strapping on a suit that looks like Batman. So it's like, bro, it's not, is it really that far? Is it really that different? Maybe they already do. What's the difference between a fursuit and a thin blue line t-shirt? There practically is none. And you can quote me in saying that. Punisher sticker on the back of my Ford. And you crawl into your vision obscuring SUV. You're doing the exact same thing that somebody does when they strap on a skunk fursuit that has a big jiggly ass. Exactly the same thing. There's zero difference. But there's actually lest this cause you despair. Interesting. Huh. Embrace that means we're all more alike than we are different.
Reaffirm your property boundaries in Neighbors Suburban Warfare, which is launching in early access on April 17th.
We've got a developer for Hawthorne up next.
The difference is your stepdad doesn't put on a fursuit to beat you up.
A whimsical community of woodland creatures, very, very cottage.
My dad would just wear sagging polo shirts.
Hawthorne is a sandbox RPG realm of anthropomorphic animals and fairy tale creatures. Play solo
Damn.
or co-op as you
We're covering the wide spectrum of furrydom here.
build a village of memorable NPCs.
They ain't anthropomorphic at all.
Elements and against forest.
Why isn't it wearing a bikini?
Celebrate the season's traditions.
Aww. Okay, he's wearing clothes.
And explore.
Oh, you get to be a little monk rat.
Bigger than the small creature you play. Bringing this nostalgic world to life has been a long-term dream for us, and we're thrilled to be doing it alongside.
Oh, come on.
Hawthorne will leverage our experience making some of the world's most beloved RPGs.
Man, you read Secret of Nim and you go down one of two roads, huh?
Sandbox games with a charming simulation of village life.
Was it Redwall?
It's a fantasy home you can keep returning to.
The different playable species have asymmetrical abilities and limitations. You, your friends, and your NPC
Wimby
work together to complete jobs around the
I
village.
saw an all right governor dialogue option.
Together with our procedural storytelling combined to make
I just realized it's 2:30 and I never ate lunch.
and enjoyable experience.
And I didn't even finish breakfast, so I'm gonna go grab the chunk of breakfast sandwich I have left over.
Experienced developers bringing Hawthorne to life as a true passion project. This game is currently self-funded to keep creativity at its heart. And now, with our incredible community, we have the chance to build something unique and memorable. Join us on this.
I never watched Legends of the Guardians of the Galleons of Ga'Hoole.
Nostalgic joy that is Hawthorne to the world.
All I know is that Zack Snyder don't miss. No, that's cute.
A Kickstarter campaign for Hawthorne is coming soon, so keep an eye on the developer's socials
Very
for
charming.
more information.
All right, for the future games show.
Interesting mention about how like
This next game appeared at the very end of last year's.
interesting how they tied funding to like creative intent.
You know, Jen,
explicitly.
while we're on the topic of history.
Mhm.
You know, back in my day, when Emily and I hosted the first Future Game Show, it was all remote. None of this real in-person stuff. I mean, you kids don't know how good you're getting it.
Back in your day.
Mm.
Yeah, when did Uncharted come
I did see Rebel Moon.
They tell me
Director's cut.
2007.
out? Yeah, I was definitely still in school.
Yeah, at least you were born. Okay, let's just watch this new trailer for Industria 2.
All I can, like, that movie's bananas because you can tell they went into it knowing that there would be a director's cut. Some of the shots in the director's cut are so expensive, it's absurd to think that they shot that stuff and we're just like, well, maybe someday. Trying to capitalize on the Snyder Cut idea. NKL, thank you for the sub.
Not again.
It reminds me of Evil Within. I like the eyes. Makes them very easy to see when they're looking at you.
Grab my hand.
I didn't know Industria was this kind of game.
Marlene, I need to find a way home. I'm just as stranded as you. God damn it.
Strand?
But there is a sender at headquarters.
Samantha Strand?
I can show you the way if you help me arrive there in one piece. Deal.
Oh.
Nora?
Damn.
What was Atlas made for in the first place? Before it became this.
Okay.
It was a sorting algorithm meant to scrape the universe base layer for data. I mean, we're
Snyder cuts are cozy, weirdly enough. I actually liked Snyder's Justice League, and I liked Snyder's Rebel Moon 1. Like, it works better the longer and stupider it is. If that makes sense. Like, there's no room in a proper movie for the way Zack Snyder shoots, which is why his movies tend to suck.
Defy an insatiable artificial intelligence in Industria 2, which is coming soon to PC.
Another world premiere now, and this one has a little historical kick to it.
As well as some zombies, because why not?
Yeah, Justice League Snyder was actually pretty good. Well, entertaining, maybe the word I should use. Yeah, both that and Rebel Moon really did feel like kind of reading an omnibus for a comic. Complete with like whole interludes that didn't need to be there at all. And actually served no storytelling purpose, but like got to one really cool spread. Really, like, that's truly how I think about Snyder's filmmaking. He gets in his mind like 3 seconds of amazing footage, and then he has to write backwards to invent reasons to get the movie there. And then as soon as he gets that to that payoff, that visual payoff, not a story one, he gets his shot, and then he packs up and leaves. That's it. Okay, now we got to start justifying the next one. Because that's going to take a while. I need these two characters to just circle each other and talk like 4 minutes. Yeah, it is stupid and that's okay. Yeah, we're coming off of too many smart movies. Cooley's Hour. Thank you for the sub. The director's cut worth watching? Man. If you like absurd movies, yes.
Roamstead is a survival game where
But it's so long, I struggle to recommend it. Like, you have to like camp.
Coming soon, but you can sign up for the closed alpha.
It's not legitimately good. It's ridiculously good.
All right, ready up for
But not like, I don't mean that to be like it's so good that it's
We're
ridiculous.
checking in with Compulsion Games' Deep South action adventure, South of Midnight.
If you could Ratatouille Zack Snyder, what movie would you have him make? I would want Zack Snyder to make a Metroid movie with no dialogue. That's your challenge.
I'm Whitney, and I'm the art director at Compulsion Games.
Like all,
Hey, I'm Zaire, and I'm one of the
the entire movie has to be like pantomime, body language from Samus,
first-person action adventure
long
set
long
in a
shots of
folkloric
caves and
version
underground
of
ruins.
Deep South.
But some of the way they've depicted Samus in action in recent Metroid
So in
games
South of Midnight, you play
are
as
basically
Angel,
like
your mother
how Snyder
passed
shoots his
away in a
superheroes.
fire during a hurricane. And
So I
as
could see
Angel
him
is looking
and
for
like his
help,
time
she
ramping shit. I can just see
creatures who
like
have, like their own
a
issues.
fucking awesome shot. Samus and Ridley go into fucking town, and then it like slows down. Samus is in Ridley's claw, and she's like blasting him in the
Today we're
fucking
excited to
face.
talk a bit more about the creatures,
And they're like
specifically our
on the
narrator
deck of a ship as it's flying through a meteor storm or
pretty early on
something.
in the game. and he's a pretty important character.
And like that's what Metroid is, though. None of that other shit matters. Like no dialogue, don't talk.
Ain't no way.
I just want to see Samus like navigate
A man named Walter.
threats from nature and then threats from big space creatures.
That southern background and authenticity.
Maybe you have like a prologue like Super Metroid did, just one narrator or a text scroll kind of setting things up.
His first voice acting jobs, if I remember correctly.
Go on now, scoot. I'll pick you up yonder after to go find your mom.
So after we meet Catfish, you are set to heal Benji, and
Is Snyder a good director? I think so.
That has been
He may not make movies to your taste, but you can't deny that the man's got like a signature style.
That region,
and he has put together visual spectacle that other people
abandoned. What
haven't
happened to Benji
haven't
when
equaled.
he became that tree, and what his connection to Rhubarb, this sort of eccentric, off the grid character that you meet early on. You kind of get to know what their relationship is and what happened there.
You're welcome to try bottling up the pain, but the roots of this trouble go deep.
Yeah, 300's legitimate.
Chris, and he really
Watchmen, I think, is
wanted to make sure we had
palatable.
a special song for each of our main creatures you meet in the region, and that song tells a story, and you learn about the characters and the backstory through that song.
Benji is name. He saw things different.
I think the things you may not like about Snyder films are not because of his lack of skill. It's because he made a creative choice you didn't like. And that's, I understand that, by the way. I'm not saying every creative choice he's made is correct.
Done in parcels.
I think, but I think he was.
You'll get part of the story, so you'll get a few lines.
Batman v Superman had some bad
2,
choices.
3, 4 times throughout each zone, and they tell a little bit more of the story. And then when you unlock most of the context, you'll have a final, either a boss fight or an encounter with the creature.
But I think on the whole, he makes creative choices in
you'll hear the full song.
Pursuit of a creative vision, and that vision, people may not like it, but I think he got to where he wanted to intentionally.
South of Midnight launches on Xbox Series X and S, PC, and it's also going to be day 1 on Game Pass on April 8th. And in the meantime, feel free to shout us out on social media, tell your friends.
I'm excited for that.
Your wish list. Really get the word out there. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of the show.
South of Midnight is coming to PC and Xbox on the 8th of April and will be on Xbox Game Pass from day 1. Shout out to Compulsion.
BBS wasn't as bad as people made out.
Better yet, you can see more from South of Midnight in our FGS Live
if you judge it on comic book
show,
movie
which
standards,
directly
it's not that
follows this
bad.
broadcast. So stick around.
Okay,
It's pretty dumb
we're
though,
venturing into the
and there's a lot of
haunted
dialogue
lands
that doesn't
of
matter.
Pioneer.
There's some interesting conversations, I guess,
MMO,
but they don't do much with it.
shooter set in a dark alternate reality.
It became cool to hate. Yeah, that's true. That's been true across games for a while.
Invaders flee. We will create a new world on the ruins of the old one, as the great raven bestowed.
We have wanted it to end this way. We offer our sincere condolences and hope you will die with that understanding.
I don't want to spoil it for you.
Oh, interesting, Real Mr. Payne. You were frustrated that Watchmen was too dedicated to its source material? I thought it presented its source material in a digestible way over the runtime of a film. Kind of made certain. I mean, of course, the big plot point at the end was changed, of course, but I think it was better, honestly. I don't know, the comic ending of Watchmen almost feels like it was a good adaptation for the medium, is what I'll say. Like that's a very comic booky thing, and in that way, it provides commentary on comic books. But I feel like Snyder and his filmmaking is like Cold War 80s. Like that's his bread and butter, and that's kind of where his escapism tilts come from. So to make it more about like Cold War nuclear weapons, fit like a glove. It was the right kind of illusion to make for the medium shifting.
Our informant is weird. Our enemies are weird. The same goes.
And yeah, also Alan Moore's a fucking weirdo. Yeah. Pioneer?
Gameplay for the incredible looking Pioneer, which is coming.
Doesn't Pioneer have two E's?
25. What have we got next, Jennifer?
Well, we're taking a trip
Pioneer.
to 19th century Brazil to check out a cell-shaded roguelike called Hell Clock.
Yeah. I'm not locked in here with you, you're locked in here with me. I mean, that line and the way it was delivered in that movie specifically. You can roll your eyes at all the dumb dipshits that like say that to feel cool. But yeah, hard as fuck line. Everyone felt that. That was like a theater fuck yeah moment. Suicide Squad, that one was cool to hate, but I think it really was that bad. It kind of was, yeah. David Ayer is not a good director. He's someone that I'm confident saying, like, I'm not even sure I can't even tell what creative decisions he's trying to make sometimes. He seems more like a director that gets work because he can shoot quickly and like wrap on time or something. Is easy to work with. Hellcock. That looked real cool.
Hellclock is coming soon to PC. There's
Hellclock,
also a demo available on Steam, so go check it out after the show.
Let's push things forward with a completely different game, one that asks you to be the MVP.
Yeah, I mean, people seem to like Beekeeper.
Combat. Nolan.
I mean, cool. Like, it's truly a dime a dozen, like,
Here's Rivals Hover.
boomer action film. So I liked it because I specifically like those, but if it didn't have Jason Statham, it would be a nothing movie. Yeah, I remember watching End of Watch. I didn't even link it to Training Day, which is very good, by the way. Training Day is a classic movie, but End of Watch was pretty good. Not as good as Training Day. It had like a body cam sequence that was pretty neat, and that was pretty early for body cams too, so I was like, okay, all right. Oh, I like that, the Flash. Altered aluminum. Ooh. Queefer, I'm not familiar with that director. Imo Hajanto is directing Beekeeper 2.
Hover League is coming soon, but you can check out the alpha test on Steam. Time for
I didn't see
something
that.
scary, I think. Nolan?
Which reminds me, I'm excited for Working Man to hit streaming.
Frankie, a haunted parkour game show starring a cavalcade of creepy.
I think Ayer's best work is Fury. Really. I haven't seen Fury yet. Bruce hated Fury. I remember Fury was the movie he was like David Ayer's a hack. Like, I was like, damn, okay. Yeah, he didn't like that movie at all. I haven't seen it myself, but yeah, Gorf, how fun is Jake Gyllenhaal in literally every role he's in?
That happened, but oh well. You're still there. Over 3 stories of action-packed parkour obstacle courses.
Authorities have discovered 3 dead bodies on the premise.
Yeah, they're properly channeling the Danny Elfman vibes for the music here.
This is going to be a game show you won't ever forget.
So wait, it's like a first person. Oh, okay. I'm into this actually. Take a minute for the concept to click.
Because you're boosting the ratings. Our viewers are entertained.
It's very cynical of how quickly people can buy into war. Yeah, it almost seemed like there was something like about the concept behind the movie that I could see if it's based on the title. I could see it being like a movie that seemingly celebrates violence and conflict.
Consoles on April 15th.
Moving swiftly.
Action Man with the sub. When is the subathon where you definitively beat the SNES's Plock? I would like to try to legitimately beat Plock. I remember renting that game a lot as a kid.
Mount and Blade 2.
I am thinking about doing a subathon this weekend because there's going to be a discount on gifted subs. That's a good time. I don't know about Plock though. I guess I always got Doom in the holster. Pretty sure Plock is impossible. Is it one of those games that's like actually impossible? It just like wasn't finished? Yeah, Cammy. Let's see here. Either... I guess it would be master levels for Doom. Or, I need to look up what order they came out. Yeah. Oh, bullets per minute? Is that like a... There's a handful of them now, like first-person rhythm action games. Yeah, no, Plock's soundtrack is phenomenal. I remember that's why I was so endeared by it, and also, you know, it's got a very British sense of humor. Very good for kids. But yeah, there's also Metal Gear Solids. I want to get back to those. Queefer, we're gonna get to Death Stranding. Don't worry about that. It's part of playing the series of games directed by Hideo Kojima, and also anything with Metal Gear in the title. We might stall out a bit. Those goddamn fucking PSP card games. Acid? Whatever. I'll do it, but I won't be happy about it. I'll probably get into it. Oh yeah, Disco Elysium. Yeah, that's nice and chill. Yeah, that's on the top on the GamerSins queue of games I need to play but haven't yet. Ooh. That's a very cool trailer. That was super fun to watch.
A brilliant surprise. Mount and Blade 2 is getting naval warfare, a new faction.
MG Acid is batshit even for a Metal Gear Solid game.
Coming soon to PC.
Yeah, some of the... I think Portable Ops is the one that really matters, right? Lore-wise, but playing Ground Zeroes and they started dropping all this stuff and like people with bombs sewn up in them and War Orphans and I'm like, what the fuck? Kojima? What possible reason could you have to go this hard? Honestly, and again, that was kind of... I bailed out of 5 early because it didn't feel fun. Well, playing the game felt really fun. The story just felt mean. Mr. Powderfinger, thanks for the sub. And Sweet Meats, thank you as well. Mr. Powderfinger writes, we out here future. We are indeed. Sweet Meats is feeling good. Are you cradling your Tali in bed right now? Like Commander Shepard in that gif? Yeah, MGS5 is bleak. Part of me, of all the things people analyze 5 about, especially given the fallout between Kojima and Konami, I just think the general bleakness of the story is evidence enough. He was not in a good place.
I will find you.
That story.
Wherever you
or maybe he was really trying to get in the headspace of a warlord. But I don't know why you would do it to that degree. Like, you don't need to fucking method act. And he never really did that before, despite, I guess, making games about intense subjects. My crack theory is that 5 is a spite game. Maybe some aspects of the story. I mean, the gameplay is impeccable. Like a sailing game? That's pretty cool, actually.
Will Follow the Light is coming in 2025.
Yeah, my throat's getting
Xbox,
rusty. I may have to space out my talking a little bit.
Well, how about a post-Ragnarok survival game? Okay, here's the developers of Cloudheim, Noodle Cat Games, to give us the inside scoop.
Hey, Blind Grayson. Yeah, I haven't gotten to the painkiller reveal in the show yet.
I'm Billy Quick.
But that was a great trailer.
Today we'll be exploring some of the combat in Cloudheim.
100% the kind of game where I'm just like, can't anyone make another one of these, please? But I'm super looking forward to it.
An
It's
aggressive
like
little furball with a lot of
Serious Sam feelings,
could hit him with a sword,
Doom flavored.
But instead, let's kick him off.
Perfect combo.
Greebles aren't the only threat out here, though.
Am I not allowed to like Metal Gear Solid 5? Oh, of course you are. What are you talking about?
Recklessly through your allies.
You're allowed to like whatever you want. There's no rules here.
And then attack when their guard is down. Corvins, however, keep their distance with ranged magic blasts. You'll want to pull them in close with your lasso to dish out.
Yes, thank you for the subs. Thank you for the 2
Our
years.
combat system is built around using physics to juggle your enemies. The longer you can keep enemies airborne with your kicks, lasso, and other abilities, the more damage they'll take when they finally.
Yeah, I guess for me,
abilities and set up
one of the things that I always associated with Metal Gear Solid
is placing down mushrooms and jump pads.
Is a cheeky sense of fun under everything.
It'll feel like a pinball machine.
Like asides in the story, winks at the camera, or even though it's like
while you explore
people talking about politics or power dynamics or bro feelings, you're essentially dealing with Kojima like holding up his action figures and like, telling a stupid melodrama for you.
Each excelling in a different style of combat. Spellblades supplement their attacks with elemental magic. Outlanders break armor to create weaknesses. Treasure hunters focus on speed to exploit weaknesses.
Yeah, 5 just felt like it was
heal the team when dealing damage. Choose the weapons and abilities that fit your style. You can freely switch your class just by changing your weapons, allowing you.
I felt like it was trying to be.
Team up with your friends to create absolute mayhem. Our team
I don't know what it was. Most of the humor in 5 comes from you basically abusing your brainwashed team members.
Tell you all the really important
Boltoning is really cute. Quiet is there. And Quiet's mere presence is kind of absurd.
In case you didn't get that.
But it's also one of the most egregious sexualizations in Kojima's history. And he made a game where you slap the titties of every woman you come across.
Bring harmony to the realm when Cloudheim lands on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox in 2025. And be sure to sign up to the closed beta if you want to check it out ahead of launch.
Okay. We've got another round of back-to-back trailers up next, so keep your wits and blades always sharp. No, wait, not in favouring. Keep your wits and your wish lists primed.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
I don't know.
No, then, I've got to get up to that balcony in a bit. How did you actually get down from there?
Well, you know, they didn't just hire me for Uncharted on my looks.
Oh. So did you Nathan...
I'm trying to think of moments of levity in the actual story in 5, because the whole sequence of you in the beginning, pretty intense. And it's not very fun when you're like, when there's basically people like going through a hospital and executing patients. Like that shit's dark as fuck. And it's played totally straight in the game. Then you see a giant flame whale.
Welcome to Section 13, a top-down roguelike shooter where an interdimensional outbreak is just another day at the office. Operating from the shadows, S2P is a globe-spanning paranormal research organization. Their mission? Capture and study things that go bump in the night. And
that moment in V? I didn't even get to that moment. I will.
With the best
Metal Gear Solid 5's in the lineup, directed by
it's up to a team of
the big man himself.
Rank and file nobodies to get the job done. That's you.
Huh.
Meet Agent Red.
No, please, don't eat my... All right, Red.
Yeah, Death Stranding's story is certainly more wildly creative, but it's also more hopeful.
Edge, mad science.
Now, I am really curious to see what 2's going to be like, because he did Stranding before quarantine. So theoretically, 2 is going to have a lot of his meditations on the state of humanity after quarantine.
Whatever they were up to in that base,
that worries me a bit. I really don't want Kojima's boyish happiness to be crushed.
Once out.
So it'll be really interesting. Because Death Stranding is a
plunge into the unknown.
Thematically, connectedness is what caused the Death Stranding. Almost like God's punishment for hubris, almost Tower Babelish. I don't know. I'm not saying this is what it is at this point. Now I'm just theorizing, but
Section 13.
Huh. Yeah, there's a lingering question over the course of Death Stranding 1, which is that, you know, should we reconnect?
From all over the world.
Or can this just be what humanity is? Like, this is where we cap out. We've been swatted down by a force we don't understand. But Death Stranding 1 is still kind of innately hopeful, I think. You as the player are still the agent of connection. And most of the connection in the game has positive consequences for everyone involved. People regain their humanity and parts of them awaken that had sort of fallen asleep.
And escape from the robotic hands of our trapper.
This is really cute. It's almost like there's so much going on, though.
This little fella packs all the skills to achieve.
She seems a bit darker. It does, which has me concerned.
Treasures against bandits from all over the world.
Wow, that's awesome. Kojima has a knack for doing things with a little bit of future prediction. I mean, he does, but he's also made some calls that didn't end up being accurate. I don't know, replaying Metal Gear Solid 1, it was interesting that he, you know, in that game presupposes that the future of warfare is about nuclear arms and deterrence, which to some degree it is. Like, that layer's always been there. But if you ask me, information manipulation, you know, basically what he predicted with 2, sort of. Again, sort of. He's half right. But half right is, he's not half wrong either. I don't know what. Hard to kind of articulate, but yeah, he is a fairly accurate futurist.
You know you want to.
But not quite a Nostradamus. No.
In the name of duty,
Kojamasrambramdus.
I will protect the citizens.
Yeah, no, he definitely weaves in a lot of futurology into his games and even his narratives. Sort of. Usually the futurology is contained to a monologue from a character at some point, which doesn't really count as woven into a story, but it is what it is. That's one of those things where, like, I really appreciate. Oh shit, that looks so cool. I really appreciate how spiritually accurate to all aspects of Metal Gear Rising ended up being.
It's a side-scrolling action roguelike game with a cyber-mythological theme. The sequel stays faithful to what the fans love about the first game, using the original infinite item stacking feature and chaotic combat while introducing new mechanics, new content, and refinement.
Metal Gear Rising might be the most based.
Finally,
So,
you can
kind
get
of.
hands-on with
I'm
Neonibus
gonna
2
think about
yourself
that.
with our single-player
Jail Burrito.
playtest, which is available
Thanks for the sub.
right now. Don't forget to wishlist now.
Huh. Played a tiny amount of Neon Abyss.
Hey, welcome back. Now let's get back into the swing of things with a world premiere.
World premiere.
I hope you like lonely robots.
I love them.
There was no guide for what we had to do, no manual for leaving a world behind. But even
A world
we couldn't
premiere.
take everything with us. I left behind my greatest creation,
Ah,
Guardian.
we got a precocious robot.
Its hands
That me?
shaped to nurture,
Which reminds me, I gotta play
to protect.
Hallows Principle.
It works tirelessly now, crafting vessels from the bones of a broken world, sending sparks of
You
light.
said there are no rules, so what are the rules then? Shit, you're right. You got me. Shit. Shit. So, honestly, for either chat, for any social space, I can get over most things, but just don't be a dick. Like, it's kind of easy to tell sometimes when people communicate with malicious intent. You know, I'm not 100% accurate in detecting that, but I like to think I'm pretty close. So if I get that whiff about somebody, it's just like, that's it. That's the rule. But most other things, kind of okay with. Is YouTube chat being edgy? No. It was just a joke. I had said there are no rules a minute ago, a long minute ago,
It's coming soon to PC.
when somebody mentioned if they were allowed to like Metal Gear Solid 5.
Days. It's a side-scrolling survival game set in a Texas city devastated by a zombie outbreak, plus an economic crisis and a scorching heat wave for good measure.
Now, stinky zombies I can handle, but hot weather, I'm British.
When do we go to the Russian jungle to destroy a nuke-launching tank? Great question. So here's the itinerary, sort of. Today, I have like 4 new games I want to check out. So there's that. But once I get back to the list, the homework, I need to finish up Immortals of Avium. Then we're going to play Rogue Warrior. And that will conclude Call of Duty-thon. All Call of Duty games in spirit and in actuality played. Technically it's already done, but whatever. And then we get back to Metal Gear Solid, and we're back on. And then from there, all I have to do is, I want to play the extra content in Metal Gear Solid 2. I finished the campaign. But I have been playing like VR missions and extra stuff just because it's goofy and sometimes there's memes. Some fun. Oh, that looked really cool, by the way.
Into early access on
Sometimes there's some memes in the extra stuff.
Get excited, but please try to enjoy each game.
And then I want to figure out how to. I want to play the skateboarding mini game from the console versions of Metal Gear Solid 2. Might be able to load that onto the Xbox. I want to dick around with that, and then Metal Gear Solid 3, Flying Grayson.
I'm sold.
Thank you for gifting 5 subs. You're already doing too much, Flying Grayson.
To the world of
You're an operative agent in getting Bulletstorm to the game-playing public, and here you are gifting subs?
Keeping your train in tip-top
Our relationship's getting very lopsided.
drive it and embark on a journey to help your hometown Empire solve its
Thank you, though. Thank you. Back to work. Godspeed.
various stations and bring aboard quirky locals along the way. Pick a route and drive them to their destination, and while traveling, you can of course service them to make sure they enjoy the ride.
What if I just crushed a monster? I'm wearing a stained white muscle shirt, and my wife just dropped my sandwich. Do I get a pass?
Customize the exterior and interior of your train to make it
For rules? Yes.
There are many things to explore.
That state of existence will not incur any moderator action.
Locomotor arrives on the 8th of April 2025 on Steam and on Nintendo Switch.
Sounds like you're up to some very important work. And probably an inspiration. That's interesting. Trains.
Please mind the gap, because Locomoto is pulling into a station near
So excited for what Duncan Jones does with the Rogue Warrior film.
That was a real
Wait, what?
So time for something gritty now, I think.
That's the thing, huh?
Here's Karma, the Dark World, an alt history thriller where you dive
Coming
into the brains of your
motherfuckers. I mean, it should be like Expendables, right?
Thought Bureau. Right?
Oh, Rogue Trooper. Oh. Yeah, that's different.
I don't.
Samurai Spartan, thanks for the sub. And the 47 months.
Do you think a glimpse of a memory is the absolute truth? You don't get to choose to see the events that led up to these memories.
Maybe I should make the Rogue Warrior film. Although Metal Gear Solid 3 and Rogue Warrior are practically the same game. Remember what I said earlier about dudes in Punisher shirts and furries? It's like that, but for this. Also, every video game is Pac-Man. Damn. All right. That's so fast. That's in 2 days. Christ, that looked good though.
In Karma, the Dark World, which lands on PC and PS5 on March the 27th.
Bah!
Which is
Did they not hear the list of games I just had to play through?
Now, we all know you like watching trailers for games, but what about actually playing them too?
Nah.
Sound fun? Good. Because this next section focuses on indies with demos available on Steam.
Maybe I should fire up Balatro in a window or something.
Right after the show.
Ooh, that looks good though.
A psychological horror adventure that has you exploring
pixely
a
it is.
crunchy, twisted dreamscape.
I love twisted dreamscapes.
Next up, we've got White Knuckle, a speed climbing game where
Crap.
you scale the gut.
Oh, hold on. What was that? Son of a bitch. Okay, Eclipsium.
Crunchy, twisted dreamscape.
Next up, we've got White Knuckle,
Get over here.
a speed climbing game where you scale the guts of a sinister substructure.
How about Weenie Wise, a cooperative puzzle platformer starring magical school students?
Steam maintenance. I was just wondering why that wasn't loading. All right, well,
Landscapes as a
it goes in an untitled notepad document though.
If you'd rather be a chaos gremlin,
Oh, wait, no,
give
just
Mother
loaded.
Machine a try. It's an action platformer where you chart quirky cave systems.
My girlfriend calls me a chaos gremlin.
There's a demo. All right, we'll check it out.
And finally, this is Artist Impact, a story-rich, turn-based
Yeah,
RPG
I have
that
Sonokuni
blends
installed.
pixel art
I was gonna
with
check it out
hand-drawn
today.
comic aesthetics.
If I get to it, shit, man.
That was our one
Shit, man.
gameplay montage. And the best way you can try
Aaron
these games out for yourself is
stirred.
by heading to our Future Game Show Steam page. Just search Future Game Show on Steam to get more info on the games we've covered today and maybe wishlist some of your favorites.
I know we harp on about wish listing a lot, but it is an important visibility signal for games in development, and every little bit helps.
Indeed.
Yes, comrade.
We're
I'm gonna check out
stepping
Adam
into
Fall
training
as
mode
well.
now with another world premiere. This one's an exciting.
I have it installed and ready to go. Courtesy of a code from Xbox. Yeah, Adam Fall looks awesome. Looks like my thing. Huh. I can... Weird. I can add it to my library, but I can't install it. I keep getting that error. And it still looks like Steam's a little joinked out right now. A little goinked. Oh, there's a Snake Plissken skin for Metal Gear Solid 5. Yeah, So, Comrade, I think I was shocked to hear that Adam Fall was from Rebellion. Rebellion is a long-running developer. One of the few that's made it as long as Rebellion has. They're very scrappy, and it's really exciting to see them making something that isn't Sniper Elite.
Game is now Frosthaven,
or
video game, and it's coming to PC.
But they used to make a lot of like different and weird games.
To be a sheep wielding a great sword in a world run by wolves. Let's dig into the delightfully.
So I'm glad to see them kind of branching out again. It almost kind of reminds me of like how like FromSoft or some of those devs had to do it. Like they would just do business for a while, but then they had to like make one game over and over until they became the market leader in that game, and then hopefully find, like, as the product improved, find a sales base that allowed them to kind of cultivate a staff and then branch off to something new.
Standalone is coming to Steam in summer 2025.
Sweet. Okay, let's keep it rolling with the latest trailer from Mecha Break, a lightning-fast armored brawler.
They worked on Judge Dredd, Dredd vs. Death. And that was my favorite game as a kid. No, I never played that one. I was always very curious about it, though. I feel like Judge Dredd games, like, that should be a fun game. He's already a video game character. Oh, Rebellion CEO has a YouTube channel? Modern History TV. That's him? Oh. Wait. Are you sure that's the right YouTube channel? Oh, wait, you're talking about... Wait, what? Anyway, robots. Oh, Rebellion have a Comic-Con booth? That's good to hear. Oh, they haven't been acquired. Thank God. I'm so glad that there's like for a while there, it was scary. Like, it didn't seem like the industry was even going to allow the survival of developers like that. Privately owned that kind of release maybe B or A level games, but not this like AAA stuff. Oh, he's Rebellion's co-founder, CEO, and creative director. Jesus, this guy does a lot. And he makes like historical documentaries. Damn, that's cool. Ugh. There's your Snyder time ramp.
Mecha Break is boosting its way into your rotation later this year. How are we looking, Jennifer?
Well, we're most of the way through the show now, Nolan North, but there's still a bunch of exciting games in the pipeline. Here's a double feature from our friends at Playdigious.
Huh. All right, this is winning me over with the pixel art, dude. Okay, Took me a second to warm up, but that was rad. I like the colors.
Fretless, The Wrath of Rifson, and Crown Gambit are both coming to PC in 2025.
All right, Nolan North. I think it's safe to say we've covered a ton of games today.
We have. Where are we at? Half away.
Oh, well, I'm not complaining.
Do you think there's going to be like a 30-minute, 45-minute bumper on the end of just like, thanks for watching? Oh, there's going to be like, it's like more deep dive stuff. Okay. Yeah, because... I mean... I remember when I was a kid that I liked watching the trailers before movies more than the actual movies. And, you know, to a degree, a lot of people say that. But that's kind of what this is reminding me of, watching trailers for games instead of playing them. There's just so many different kinds. I think that's the other thing, too, is like a trailer, almost like an implicit part of it is like, okay, what's your hook? What's the spin on this one? Oh, there's a murder on the loose. Great. Okay, so how are you different? And you have to kind of sell that to people in a very short amount of time. You get a lot of brain expanding things. You're like, oh, look at what they're doing. Look at what these guys are doing. Still got to get that true ending Slitterhead. Still got to get it. I haven't looked it up. I haven't watched it. I don't know what it is. I had my own suppositions about the plot. Ba-da-da-da. What is it? Just Ray? What is that last? Rayo? Is that an O? Rayu?
Rave, Kingdom of
Rave. It's V.
It's a city builder set in a fox-filled fantasy land, which is coming in 2026.
Rave.
We've got something slightly less adorable for up next.
Furries are eating good.
Our final one.
They usually do though. Blah, 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 blah.
The next spine-chilling game from Tarsier Studios. The minds behind.
Ooh, is this the stop motion one?
Prepare yourself, because it's time for a closer look at the claustrophobic world of Reanimal.
Maybe. Nothing dinged off that name, but maybe not.
A co-op horror adventure.
Yeah, I was thinking of something else.
You play two siblings.
I think it was in PlayStation State of Play. What was that game?
These kids grew up in a lovely place, but due to reasons that become more apparent as you play the game, that lovely place has turned really quite nasty. And so your job as these two players is to go and rescue your other friends.
Oh, okay. These people make the nasty. This studio makes the Little Nightmares. There you go.
Due to this inciting incident, has been fractured, and so it's in 3 large parts and a bunch of smaller bits. Each of your friends can be
Little Nightmares is so good.
Big parts. It's a very simple tale of find yourself in hell, go through a really scary place, survive, and rescue your friend, you know. It's a tale as old as time.
Sure to have a bad word. Probably a brand.
Go with that and just go the.
I can get kind of touchy and like
and all these things.
Official corporate media
theory, right? So I feel like if we give away too much up front, everybody loses.
We definitely give
like a logo,
this time round,
even a visual design.
But still, it's nice to keep a little bit back so you can kind of meet in the middle and see what people make of what you've.
But just the size of the blur.
You're together.
It's like it's a logo of something that they didn't quite have the rights.
Maybe puzzles is almost too much of a word there, but you're overcoming different obstacles in the world and survive various things.
Yeah, these games are super interesting.
So it's about the two players.
Also, you want to talk about storytelling with no dialogue. Little Nightmares games are so good at it. Honestly, that would be a great, like, taking the techniques of Little Monsters, the way they establish horrors and the way that your player, like, the state of your player character is explained to you visually. You could carry a lot of that stuff over to a Metroid film.
But then a load of people love online. And then there's...
Although Samus kind of doesn't give a fuck.
So the fact that
I don't think Samus in the games has ever been depicted as not just like stepping up and bulldozing through everything in front of her.
And what was also
with almost no hesitation.
To us is that it's all kind of the same experience because this camera is always the same, right? We don't have split screen. In online co-op, you don't follow your character and the other one is doing whatever. It's always being together as the two characters. And yeah, like Mer said from the beginning, like scared together. That was one of the pillars, and I feel like this camera is kind of essential to pulling that off.
people have played
Keeping
on
online
previous
editors
games
busy with
together
annoying
anyway,
blurs.
whether
Yep.
it was
Oh
co-op
man.
or not.
Key framing it around that hand as he's wobbling it around.
But like
Editors being like, do you have to talk with your hands, son of a bitch?
It's gonna be fun, you know.
Whenever we put something in the game, we are trying to make sure.
I remember when I was editing gameplays,
One thing we're really trying not to do is
for demo disc and stuff.
Over and over and over.
Adam would just like compulsively scroll around the screen.
Ourselves, is this unique within the game?
And whenever I was editing, I was like, dude, that sucks ass. Like I have to
give the players
like cut and change, and like that footage is not great.
Something that people like
cut to and cut away from quickly. A lot of like unimportant motion. And then I just started like taking screenshots. Because I would be like, hey, can you not do that? And he'd do it. And I'd be like, please try not to scroll so much. And then he'd just keep doing it. And I was like, all right.
PlayStation, and Xbox.
Then I started just using a screenshot. I was like, wait a minute.
What have we got next for the good?
I'm wising up here.
Okay, no.
Saving time.
So it's no secret here that at the Future Game Show, we're huge fans of Remedy Entertainment and their eerie, curiously entangled universe of games.
Oh, yeah.
Control and Alan Wake.
And last year,
this caused a little bit of
spin-off to
a little bit of buzz, it seems.
FBC Firebreak, a session-based co-op.
Or just hard cut to the camera. Well, you can't do that whenever you want. I would use hard cuts to camera to cover certain editing things if the sequence of what was happening wasn't important.
First gameplay trailer for
But yeah,
FBC Firebreak, which will give you a taste of what to expect when the game launches later this year.
I wouldn't cut to full screen just to do it. Like there has to be a reason to cut to full screen. So I would save the reason a lot of the time. And yeah, man, I can't explain to you how fucked the gameplay capture was coming off that computer. Because I don't know. Oh, this is cool looking.
We've had reports of rogue sticky notes replicating across the sector.
It was the weirdest thing. Like whenever the computer would change resolution. This is awesome. Yeah, this didn't have a lot of visual zing to it. Now they've added particles everywhere. Okay. I was like, the Remedy usually has like some kind of visual pizzazz.
This crisis ain't over. Now get through the containment door to the next.
Okay. This is really cute. People are gonna love this. Severance and all. Basically a Severance game.
Safe room dead.
This is the oldest house. Yeah, I guess so.
Useful, but it'll probably attract a lot of... Oh, you already opened it. Never mind. You sure kicked the nest. There's hiss all over you.
Stand back! Piggy's coming out! You gotta shoot him off me!
That's really good though. Excuse me. It's like that is so visible. If a player character has those sticky notes on them, the way it looks is so different than the like smooth, clean aliens that are all glowing red. Or I don't know, hiss infected? I don't know, this could be a whole new thing. You can do anything you want in the oldest house.
Heard something.
Also like the big shapes on all the player characters' backs. Those big X's and like eyes and... Okay, that's cool.
All right, crew. Time to clean house.
That's smart. Now I'm wondering if they had to go with a kind of rounder... I think you go with the style that like solves technical problems.
PC, PlayStation, and Xbox in summer.
And I think the gameplay problems were like, how do player characters look different than a horde of zombies and things like that?
GamesRadar.com after the show.
A big chunky green backpack sure can't help.
Jennifer, but is it time for our final trailer?
Oh, it's the hiss still? Okay.
But thankfully, our buddies at Bloober Team are sending us off with a developer diary for Kronos, The New Dawn, a survival horror game where you scour the future.
How much lore from Firebreak is going to air quotes matter? Or is it its own goof thing?
Sci-fi survival horror, and in a way, a dream come true for us.
Oh, Vagina Helmet's back. Great.
The world of Kronos, it's like alternative history when the world ends in 80s. By the apocalyptic event that we called The Change.
Nice.
In Kronos, you play as a traveler, and the travelers, because there's more of them, are being sent to the ruins of human civilization to search for the time rifts and jump back in time to extract people who didn't survive.
Oh, they said no lore. That's smart.
Travelers are the only ones, that can survive encounters with monsters.
You can do a lot just with like dialogue about the characters inside of what's going on. They don't have to know anything about what's happening, therefore no lore can be leaked.
To be honest,
I guess all you get is just stuff through inference then.
Game. We can confirm that something about the gameplay is coming soon.
So stay tuned.
Okay. Probably the same amount as any side story in Control mattered.
Chronos: The New Dawn is coming to PC,
okay.
PlayStation, and Xbox later this year. But
oh, folks, my voice is going.
More of it during our official post.
I can feel it.
FGS Live from GDC, which airs directly after the spring show.
That's right. For more exclusive info on Bloober Team's new game,
Play Observer System Redux.
Stay tuned to the platform
Observer?
right now.
I've tried to play Observer multiple times. I don't think I've ever finished it.
Trailer, the teleprompter.
Auto key.
Same thing.
And
rolling for some reason.
Observer is like kind of unnerving. Cozy is an interesting. I mean, it's cozy to play, I suppose.
But it does mean we have.
But I remember a lot of like intentionally disquieting audio.
Prepare.
And kind of disturbing visual distortions. Really cool concept for a game, though. Good writing. Same with another pretty cozy game, No One Wants to Die. Think about that. Oh, here we go. I think about that game sometimes. How sick is this, though? Oh. Remember when I was complaining about the lack of a massive scale action game? They're cooking. They're cooking on it. Sick.
Bam! Saber Interactive is bringing Painkiller back from the dead, and the remake is coming soon to PC, PlayStation, and Xbox.
Oh, that's a remake?
But with that, we really are out.
I don't remember Painkiller 1 looking like any of that, but whatever.
Jennifer.
Oh, well, I get a reboot, maybe?
No, North. I think we smashed it.
Yes.
Also, didn't Painkiller already have a
We
remake?
hope you've all had fun watching this year's spring showcase. Thank you so much for joining
Oh, that
us.
was the finale.
Absolutely
Damn, okay.
Stick around as FGS Live from GDC starts immediately after this with more deep dives, trailers, and exclusive world premieres. Don't miss it.
And before we head out, we'd also like to extend an enormous stream of thank yous to the people behind the scenes who made this broadcast possible, including the developers that poured
Firebreak is 2 years after Alan Wake 2 and 6 years after Control.
Show them some love by wish
Weaver, I'm curious.
following their
Does that echo how long ago those games came out?
Steam page.
Are they doing the thing where like every time a game comes out, it's in the year that it
There'll also
releases?
be videos and articles with extra details landing on gamesradar.com and FGS YouTube channel right after the show.
I'm Jennifer English.
And I'm Nolan North.
And this
That's
has been
interesting.
The Future Game Show Spring Showcase 2025.
That was cool. That was a cool showcase. Thank you, Future Game Show, for that showcase. A lot of cool stuff in there. I have games that I'm excited to play right now, but I do wish it's like I remember the Xbox ones were doing this, where they would have little checkpoints or refreshers. I think it'd be nice to end the show with like a hyper dense remix. I guess that's what we're getting now, but like 5 seconds of a game. Oh, well, 5 seconds of a game. It's box art. It's title. Just to remind you what's going on. Oh yeah. I was going to mention. So the technique of doing that. I wonder why Kickboxer. We're going to watch Kickboxer. That's really good to include in the lineup. I haven't played the Alan Wake 2 DLCs yet, so I need to do that. But oh yeah, so one thing I thought was pretty smart that I didn't really consider from the I got to go to a panel at GDC featuring a couple of the producers from Sega who work on Like a Dragon. One of the things they mentioned is narratively speaking, in terms of like synchronicity between the way they work narratively and the rest of the work involved with games production, that the premise of the game, the fact that each game takes place the same amount of time after the last game in world, the fact that they do that means that perceptively players are more ready to accept reuse of assets. essentially. So when you go back to Kamurocho, you're going back. They're not reusing it. It's been 2 years, so you go back and see what's changed. And it feels like revisiting a place versus the developers just wholesale reusing most of the assets. So I'm curious if Remedy is going to work with that a little bit. You know, once they make an Alan Wake 3, they can probably reuse a lot of the locations they made for Alan Wake 2, provided their tech is still there. And then they can go in through and like maybe alter some buildings, move some stuff around. And then they've got like assets. They've got whole playable areas that are ready to go. And then narrative designers don't have to wait for those assets to be made. They're already familiar with them, and they can start writing content about those spaces and those characters because they're already like, you know, way earlier in the process of designing the game that that's where you are and that's who you're going to be interacting with. So yeah, I thought a lot. I had wondered about that, how gamers are like so much more ready to accept asset reuse in Yakuza. Excuse me, Like a Dragon. And I never considered that angle, but that is totally what it is. And people speak about these areas so fondly. I think, you know, people develop similar relationships with Grand Theft Auto locations, but damn, Kingmakers, so good. Yeah, Remedy is one of the few developers that can operate with the budgets, or they can achieve certain production values, but still have a creative, they can be creatively esoteric. They're somehow immune from the trade-offs that a lot of other people make. Yeah, there's good stuff in there. A lot of good stuff. But there's good stuff out right now. So let's play some video games.